getting real. Getting prepped. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jaleesa Smith. In this video, I'll be telling you all about just my pre-op, how my pre-op diet went. I'll be going over my actual surgery, and then I'll be discussing me 10 days post-op VSG. Stay tuned. So if you haven't been watching my videos, just to give you an update and to catch everybody up because it's been a while. Today is January 6th, 2021. I am officially 10 days post-op. I had my VSG surgery January 27th. Now, if you watched my video before, you'll know that this is a new surgery date. As you know, we're in the pandemic. Coronavirus is real. I'm actually, just to give you just a little more details about how coronavirus is affecting me, I actually had COVID back in November. And this was maybe 3 weeks before I was scheduled for my VSG surgery. So of course I'm like, all right, this is really gonna put a pause on everything. And that didn't even stop it. So I was previously scheduled to have surgery December 4th of 2020. I would say, so I was about a week into my 1 week liquid diet. And well, actually I was a week into my 2 week liquid diet, I'm sorry. And they called me on November 27th, which was literally the week before I was scheduled to get surgery, and told me my surgery was canceled. And not because of me having the COVID virus, because of the pandemic. So my hospital closed down. They stopped all elective surgeries. They wanted to just be prepared to have more rooms available. And I understood that. I get it. I work in healthcare. I'm a respiratory therapist. I'm literally the front line. Like, I see it firsthand, and I understand. I wasn't too mad about that part, but girl, I was pissed because I'm literally a week away. I just had I did all my lab work. I did like everything that I had to do, and I was confident. Like, all right. Even though the pandemic is a little heavy, I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna get my surgery, but that didn't happen. I was depressed, you know, trying to figure it all out. And eventually I did get a phone call back, and they rescheduled me for January 27th. And they switched the whole game up. I thought I had to do another 2 week liquid diet. They changed it and they only made it a week. So I did 1 week liquid diet, but the diet was basically the same. I have a video that already discussed like what I needed to eat and how much I needed to consume and everything. But I did that for about a week. I was not perfect, but I still did it. And I made it. So I had my date. They already gave me my date, but the surgery time was to be announced. I had to wait until the day before my surgery to get my time to come in for my actual procedure. So they called me around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and told me what time I had to go in. 7:45 was my time. I believe I discussed this in my 2 week liquid diet, but I had to take pre-operative drinks. It's supposed to reduce like pain and everything after surgery. So it was 3 drinks that I had to take. I took 1 drink at 6 o'clock the night before my surgery, and then I took the last drink at 10 o'clock the night before my surgery. And then that morning before my surgery, so I woke up around 5 and I drank the last drink because you're supposed to have taken it 2 hours before you're scheduled to come in. So I took it around like 5:30. I drank the last drink. Also, before the surgery, I had to wash in like this antibacterial wash that they gave me when I went to do my lab work like from the pre-op people. And I had to wash with this special body wash the night before my surgery and then the morning of my surgery. And I couldn't, like, after I washed, I couldn't put like any lotions on or anything, because I mean that would defeat the purpose, right? So I did that. Day of, I get there, and with the pandemic is my assumption, but I was literally the only patient there. So when I came in, I went straight to the operation, or the operating section. I don't even know what it was called, but I went straight to where I was going to get my procedure, I guess pre-op. And when I got there, they made me, I had to give them a urine sample. I had to weigh in. And then I had to use the swab up my nose, like both my nostrils. I had to change right into my gowns. They started putting lines in, so they gave me like IVs. I had one in my hand. And then they kind of just went over everything again. So they just kept like reassuring me, like, okay, do you know what you're getting? Do you know what to expect? I had the nurse who was just making sure I was good. I had my surgical robe on, and the anesthesiologist who was going to be working with me, they came and they talked to me. They asked me about my history and if I ever like had any bad reactions to like anesthesia, but I personally never been under anesthesia, so they asked me about my family history and things like that. I had my actual surgeon, my doctor who was going to perform the vertical sleeve. She came and she talked to me, asked me how I was feeling, make sure I didn't eat anything and everything like that. Everybody verified like that I understood that what I knew what I was getting myself into, and I understand like that's procedure. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm ready. Like I was feeling good. I was nervous. I did have to go back by myself because of the pandemic, so I was in there like I didn't have any support with me like bedside, but of course I was able to keep my phone literally up until they rolled me out. So talked to my husband, talked to my friends, and they were able to kind of keep me calm. They gave me some medicine, so I know I've gotten like a blood thinner, like the Lovenox injection they gave me. I had to take some nausea medicine beforehand, and they said that was more like just to help me for after the surgery, make sure I was kind of like prepared, I guess, to get me prepared for post-surgery. Then the nurses who were all going to be in the actual OR helping with the procedure, they came and spoke to me and introduced themselves, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. So looking back at my surgical notes, because a lot of it was a blur, like I don't really remember. I remember being rolled back into the OR. I remember them, asking me if I was ready, if I was okay, and just kind of making small talk. But once I was still on I was still on the stretcher at the time, and they put what I'm assuming is the anesthesia on my face. I didn't have to count down like the movies, like you think I had to count backwards and stuff. Like I didn't count down or anything. I kind of just remember that mask on my face, and then the next thing I remember is waking up in the PACU. So this is what they, just post anesthesia unit. They're trying to get me ready to go upstairs into my room. I remember waking up on a stretcher or in the bed, and I remember the nurse saying my name and asking me, oh, are you in pain? Asking me what's my pain scale. Then they gave me some more medicine. But when I woke up, I had more lines. Like I left with just the one line in my hand. But when I woke up, I had another one in my arm, and I remember them having like IVs running. And I want to say my actual procedure, just judging by my notes that I read, my hospital notes, it was probably an hour and a half, not even a full hour and a half, like just a little over an hour long. Everything went great. I didn't have any leaks. I actually wasn't in as much pain as I thought. I thought I was going to wake up and be in so much pain, but it wasn't that much pain. I quickly got up to my room. When I got to my room, they were very on top of like trying to get me to get up, like to walk around, to drink my fluids and everything. I do remember feeling so like full, like, and I'm assuming because they put CO2 gas in your stomach to inflate it to check for leaks towards, you know, once they finish extracting the portion of your stomach and stapling that line up, they put CO2 in your stomach to check leaks. And I was like, okay, it must be the gas. Like, this is the gas that they're telling me about that I have to, like, just to be aware of. So I'm feeling all this gas, and I'm just like, I can't drink this fluid. And I mean, the cups were so small, like the cups that you use to take your medicine in it. That's how small they were. And I could not, I was just sipping. And it took me so long just to sip this little cup of water. But it went down smoothly. I really didn't have any issues like actually tolerating it. It was more about just consuming it. I had a lot of issues like actually making sure I was getting all my fluids in. The day of my surgery, I remember still kind of trying to wake up from anesthesia, and like it's to the point where I just could not keep my eyes open. Like I just really couldn't sleep. Like, I mean, I really kept falling asleep. So I'm like, oh my God, like you gotta wake up, like get up, like, because I had to drink my fluids and I didn't want to, you know, get dehydrated. But I feel like I slept most of the time the day of my surgery. I did walk, and I only walked from my room, which was probably like at the beginning of the hall to the end of the hall and back to my room that first night. And I only walked one time. But they did have me sitting in a chair. They had put an abdominal binder around my stomach, which really helped with like just give me a little extra support. So I had the binder on, I sat in the chair, but even sitting in the chair, I'm like falling asleep. I finally was put back to bed that night, and I would say I was up and down to the bathroom at least like every 2 to 3 hours. I was going back and forth to the bathroom. And at this point, I'm walking myself. I mean, I had the nurse aides with me, but I was walking to the bathroom. So getting around really wasn't an issue after surgery. It actually, yeah, it was in a little bit of pain, but it wasn't, it was manageable, especially once they gave you some pain meds. So the day after my surgery, my main goal was to, those little cups that they gave me, my main goal was to get down, according to my surgeon, every 15 minutes they wanted me to, you know, drink just a little bit of drinking 1 cup of water or of any type of liquid. I got my tray, and on my tray it was protein, it was jello, it was broth, and it was water. I drank mostly water, and I did also have some of the little it was more, actually it wasn't protein, it was Ensure. And I drank mostly the Ensure because I felt like it had more, just a little bit more like extra to help me than the water. And plus I was still getting fluids through my IV. So I did, that day I also ended up walking around the entire unit, which was like a pretty good walk for me. I did that twice. I got cleaned, not in the shower, but just like the nursing aide helped me to wash my body and get cleaned up. And after that, I honestly felt a lot better. They also gave me an enema just to help to pass and not to be constipated. And I ended up having a bowel movement that day before I left. I was discharged that day, so the day after my surgery, and I left in the evening sometime. When I got home, I already had all my medicines because I had all of those prescriptions fulfilled already. So when I got home, all I did was sleep most of that day. I still got around pretty okay. I was downstairs on my couch for most of the night. When I came upstairs, that was the only time I felt nauseous by the time I got upstairs, because I haven't walked a flight of stairs yet. So when I got to my room, I did take some of my nausea medicine, but for the most part, my first night home, I slept. So during my first week being home, I would say each day got better. I needed help the first few days, just kind of sitting up. It was just painful a little bit, just a little uncomfortable. They did send me home with oxycodone as a medicine for pain. I took that maybe the first week I probably took it as ordered for maybe 3 to 4 days, but after a while I was okay with just taking Tylenol. I was up on all my medicines. Because I have an IUD, I'll have to take Lovenox, which is like a blood thinner. So every day I'm injecting myself in my sides with that. As far as mobility, like I said, each day was getting better. I really didn't need too much assistance. So I came home on a Thursday. It was a snowstorm in my area on like that weekend. So starting, I believe, Sunday night into Monday. I got out the house Tuesday for the first time after the surgery, and I went to the market with my husband. I did use the rolling carts. Like, I did not walk. I sat in the rolling carts and got around. And even with that, sitting in that, I still, like, by the end of it, we were probably there for maybe an hour. By the end of it, I was exhausted. I actually felt nauseous, and I felt like hungry, which I was confused. I don't know if it's because I was exerting myself a little more. Maybe I was consuming more energy, but I definitely didn't feel good by the end of our trip. So that was my first experience, like, being out, and I took my time after that. But I will say that first week, every morning, I felt this like cramping, like in my stomach, as if like I was hungry or my stomach was like trying to growl. But every night before my surgery, every night before I go to bed, I would drink the amount of protein that I'm supposed to. Of course, I'm still in the liquid phase of, it was full liquid. So I'm still like having like thicker soups, I'm having broth, like, and I'm drinking it and I'm consuming it enough, but I still will wake, like literally it will wake me up out my sleep, like this cramp, like I'm hungry. And I kept protein or some type of like Gatorade or water near me, so I would take, like, if I wake up, I would drink that, and it would seem to like help it subside a little bit. But that's the only like weird like pains or like weird reactions that I had that first week after the surgery. And around like my second week now, I'll be moving towards the pureed stage like soon, and I can't wait because I actually want to like have something else than broth or like just something different. I'm craving. I have a lot of cravings, but I have been very diligent to the diet and doing what I'm supposed to do. So it's full liquids for me for the next 2 weeks. And then on day 14, I can have pureed foods for another 2 weeks, and then I can move on to a healthy diet. So I'm day 10, so I'm close.